Hello, this is David Bramlett, and today we are going to talk about our new release of AxtraxNG, and our version is 24.03. The new enhancements that we have, and as far as the new software, is that we are now integrated with a new DVR company, and that's Dahua. I hope I say that right. And basically this is a purchasable software that you would buy through us. Then with that you would be able to use our software and do screen pop-ups, screen captures from a camera. You could either do a video depending on the length of it, or just a capture. It's a nice addition to the HIK that we already have, and this software is available in this release. We do have a new software called license plate recognition. Basically what this does is it will allow you, with our Vitrax software, which is a purchasable software, have the ability to recognize a license plate and do something with it, like open a door, whatever you may want that to do. We will do some in-depth training on that on a upcoming video. We do have a new UHF desktop programmer support the software here. The actual hardware is not available at this point in time. Should have that available in the next 60 days or so. In the new software we do have automatic report creation. We did have this in the old Axtrax AS525 software, got left out somewhere, and now they've got it back in so that I can generate automatic reports on a daily, weekly, monthly, whatever I may want for that. Panel server problems, I can do a pop-up message now if I have some type of problem, network dropout, whatever it may be. Okay. SQL Server database operations permission check. Just within Watchdog I can set this up and do a check on it, on permissions. Before we had card plus card verification or authentication. Now we have a triple authentication, and that would just say that I need to have 3 people swipe a badge before I could go into a specific area. Very happy about this enhancement. Previous SQL Server. In the previous release, if I had a SQL already installed, the software assumed that that was the right one, would try to install that, wouldn't complete, and we had a lot of problems. Now with the new software, if I have a previous SQL, I can just tell the software to load a new instance of SQL. I can give it the instance name, database, give it a password, and then it will install a new instance, and then I don't have to touch the one that's already been there. Guard Screen is a new software that we came out with. Basically, Guard Screen is for guard purposes, that I'm sitting there and I want to see who comes into my building. I can set it up and do up to 9 segments, 9 screens at one time that will show me who is coming in, going out. It'll tell me what reader. It'll tell me the user number, the name. If I have photos attached to it, then it will show the photo also. Very nice. Free, very nice. Vitrax as an optional application installation. 2304, there was a mistake made on it, and Vitrax was installed whether I requested it or not. They fixed that in this release, and it won't be installed unless you ask for it. I now can do a sorting of names in reports. Before it would just put them in as you created them, and you couldn't sort it alphabetically. Now I can. The same in access groups, and same in networks. In the tree view, I could now sort that ascending or descending. And then as far as my readers within the access groups, I can sort those also. This is something a lot of people are asking for, so now I can go in and I can change it, put it in alphabetical order. Reports, now we can generate a report in the CSV or comma separated values mode. Programmers would use this, and we've had a lot of requests for that. System requirements appear in setup. So when I first start my installation, it will come up. I will double click on the app and it will come up and tell me what the requirements are for the PC, just as a reminder to, and that helps keep you out of trouble also. This is a big request that we've had, in that we have a lot of large schools now, and they want to be able to open and close doors multiple times throughout the day. So now in time zones, I have gone up from 8 segments to 16 segments. I now have the ability in my status map to manually open doors. When I create a status map, I can put my doors on there. I not only can see when the doors open and close with the icon changing, but I can right click and I can manually open that door if I'm sitting and monitoring a building. I can also, if I use one of our software integrators, including our Vitrax, on a status map, I can put a picture of that camera onto this database, onto this window, and if I want to see who is at a particular door, if I have a camera on it, just double click on that camera and it automatically gives me a view of that. And we also now support up to 128 operators. The first thing that I always do in prepping for a new install is that I want to, number one, go to my control panel, programs and features, and I want to make sure that my .NET Framework 3.5.1 is completely initiated. This should pop up here in about 2 or 3 seconds here. And what I want to make sure of is that I have a check mark next to Microsoft.NET Framework. If I don't, hit the plus sign, put check, which will apply the check mark here, tell it OK, and that will make sure that Microsoft.NET Framework is installed. I also want to make sure that .NET Framework 4.0 is installed. If I'll go to the right area, I'll find this. You can see that I have .NET Framework 4.5.1, which does include 4.0. So I now know that I have 4.0 and 3.5. The other thing that we want to check here is just to make sure that we don't have any Microsoft SQL. As you can see on this one, I've prepped this PC and I don't have any Microsoft SQL. If I did, if it's okay, I can still, when it comes up to my SQL installation, I can just say install a new instance, give it these titles and passwords, and it will install a second instance of Microsoft SQL. Great enhancement over the 23.04. Second thing that I always want to do then, once I know that SQL is gone as far as programs, is I want to go to my computer, to my C drive, and I want to go to program files, and I want to make sure that there is no Microsoft SQL Server folder. And then I want to go to program files x86 and do the same. If there is a folder, I do want to delete it. Of course, now we want to make sure in deleting any software, any folders, that we have permission to do so. This is my PC. I give myself permission, and I've deleted that. Even if I deleted it from programs and then I had a folder, our software will assume that folder says that SQL is installed, and it will assume that there is a SQL already there, and try to install to that. The next thing that I always do in prepping is I want to go and I want to use CCleaner. CCleaner is an outstanding free product. You can go to www.pirform and download it for free. And I personally run this about once a week, whether I'm installing or not. Once I run it and it sees my registry issues, you can save the old or not. I don't, because I know what I've got here. Fix all issues and close it, and I want to scan until I get no issues, and that makes sure that all of these any kind of registry issue is cleared up. So those are the things that I do to prep for an install. So now I'm ready to install my AxtraxNG 24.03. Just to make sure that you know where to get this from, you would want to go to our website, www.axtraxng.com, and you would want to download the latest version of AxtraxNG. When you click on that, it's going to ask for a username and a password. They are the same as the website, same as our software. AxtraxNG for the username, AxtraxNG for the password. Alright, so now I have downloaded my Axtrax software. To get it started, I want to double left click on my application. It'll open, expand all of these files, and what you always want to do on the primary PC that is going to be connected to the panels is you want to install both server and client. First thing that I'll do is agree. I'll check server and client. Our server is the software portion that runs in the background that is actually connecting to the panels, our AC 215225 panels, and actually doing the communication to the panel. The client is your GUI interface that talks to the server, and that's why on the primary PC you have to have both installed. And then if I want additional PCs having the ability to do moves and changes or whatever, run reports, then I would only install client on those PCs as long as they are on the same LAN. They would connect into the server installed on this PC, and then all of my changes would be saved on the server. As we stated in new options, you can see that it pops up here. It tells you what you should have as far as PC, memory, etc. One little note here, you'll notice that now they're starting to recommend 8 gigabits of memory. Prior to this, we'd been recommending 4, just an FYI. We are going to go ahead and install Guard Screen with this video, and we'll cover it slightly. Vitrax installation, if you do want to try Vitrax, is a free 1 camera installation, but anything over 1 camera is purchasable. And then of course we have the LPR license plate recognition software that we're not going to do right now. We'll do it in another video. I click start to get the process rolling, and there are several programs that are installed along with client and server, and we'll see that client is unzipping right now, and we will start the installation. And the first thing that we install is Crystal Reports. Crystal Reports is used to generate our reports. We are going to install. If you do cancel it, I've had a couple of issues, so I go ahead and install the video Dahawa software. Just takes a few seconds, very small program. And remember that if I am going to use this product, they're DVRs, that not only do I have to install this, but I have to purchase what's called a dongle software, the software for this, which plugs into a USB port, which then allows me to connect to that server and be able to use their cameras to monitor my doors, etc. Next, we're installing Stroke Scribe, and this says that's for barcode, which is used with the card print. The USB to UART bridge driver is used with the UHF desktop programmer. I would just go ahead and hit this, let it install, just to make sure nothing, no problems come from that. It won't hurt with it being installed. Now we're going to install our client. Client is the only software that will put a desktop icon. We will, in our section here, have our watchdog installed, but as far as icons on our desktop, as far as what I need to double click on to open up the software, I only need the client, and that's the only one put on to the desktop. Okay, it has finished the installation of client. It's going to install the guard screen. We'll do a quick little demo on that at the end of this video. I like it a lot myself. Okay, SQL installation. For me, technically, the best enhancement they did is to straighten out SQL installation. As you can see here, and you saw when we started this video, that I had deleted all SQL, so there's nothing there. So as long as there's nothing there, it comes up and it says install as a default. That is exactly what I wanted to do. Had I had another version of SQL already installed, I would go to, the screen would pop up differently, and it would show, do I want to keep the existing SQL? Do I want to install a new instance? And if there's already a version there, instead of having to manually install it, I just click on install a new instance. I give it the name of Veritrax, the database title as AxtraxNG, put in our complicated password here, and it will install a second instance of SQL onto the PC and does a very nice job of it. And the process is exactly as what we will go through here, installing the first instance. Microsoft SQL 2012 will take at least 15 minutes to install. We're just going to show a couple of clips as we go through here, just to show you the process, but realize that it does take approximately 15 minutes, sometimes even 20, and we need to make sure that it goes through the complete process. If not, cancel it out. As I've stated a couple of times, is that it is a good 15 to 20 minute installation. the next step that we'll move into is to set up files. It'll go through, scan the products updates, it'll download setup files, it'll extract setup files, and then it'll install them, and then we'll go to the next step of the actual installation. This is probably about 5 minutes here, so we'll pause and I'll catch it at the end. Okay, so we've been probably 8 to 10 minutes into the extracting all of the files, and now we're going to do the installation process here. This is again a probably 5 to 10 minute process, so I will pause and we'll come back at the end of this installation process here. Alright, so we've completed installing the files. We should get a confirmation here. Then we should start our installation of our server. We start the installation of our server. Prior to, in the earlier releases, we had to do a lot of checks and add and do these. Now all you got to do is just hit next, and that will take you through the installation of your server and your watchdog. Server was installed. Now we'll do watchdog. Watchdog is run in the background. You can find it here. Where's where it'll install it. It is your eyes and ears to your server, telling you what's going on with the server and its communications to the panel. Finish up this. The next program that it'll install, and you don't have to install this one, is your hasp key. Hasp key software is if I am installing my 65th panel on a network, then I would have to have purchased software in order to see those panels. Most cases we won't have that, so we will not install it. It does say that you have to restart your PC, and you do. By clicking OK here does not restart the PC. You do need to go to your Windows Start and hit your restart button. We'll pick back up as soon as this finishes restart here. Okay, so now our PC has restarted. First thing that I always do is I will go to my watchdog, make sure that everything is connected as it's supposed to. You'll see right now that it's saying server run as a console application, and it's initializing the database connection. At this point in time, we're within the 2-minute segment that I cannot log into my client. If I do try to log in, it'll tell me that it is trying to establish a database connection. Now you'll see it says server run as service, and server doesn't have network. So When it tells me server run as service, then I am ready that I can go to my AxtraxNG client, put in my password, which is lowercase admin, and open up my software. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to Tools, Database, and of course I've had software already created for this. I am going to import my configuration and events. I left it on my desktop, so I'll hit Browse, Desktop, and I'll tell it OK. Importing a database, exporting a database, always the software will close out. If I go back to my watchdog, it will tell me that I am running it as a service, but it is still importing that database. Now it's initializing the database connection, and then I should see here in just a second there are my networks. Okay, now it comes up and it's showing me the server is running without errors. It shows that I have 2 networks and 2 panels connected. So if I go back into my client, put in my password as admin, then I will be back connected with my software. One of the things that I did want to show in this video is the new guard screen. The guard screen just requires a password the same, lowercase admin. I can then set up and view panels, and then each time someone swipes a badge, enters a PIN number, I will get a screen that will show me. Okay, one of the new features that I just wanted to make sure everyone is aware of was status map. So if I go to my status map, I create a new map, and in mine, I don't know, I downloaded this somewhere. I don't know where it is, but if I put my doors and my camera on my map where they would be in a location, I can see if my doors are open. I can see if my doors are closed. I can open or close my doors by right-clicking, and I'm going to close this one and take it back to its default mode. I'm going to hit apply. Succeeded, and you see that my door is closed. If I open it, hit apply, you can see that my door is open for the 4 seconds, and then it closes back, so that as a monitor of the system, I can see what's going on. If I have a camera that's pointed at that door and I want to see what's going on there, I can just double left click on it, and my old junky office here, you'll be able to take a look and see where that what's happening at that door. The way that I add, whether it be a reader or a camera, whatever it may be, is that I go to design mode, and then I would go under my panel itself, and I've already got these added, so I'm going to go to readers for reader 1 for my second panel and reader 2 for my second panel, and just click on the add to status map. Now I've got them applied here. I can just move them to wherever they actually are on my status map, save it, and uncheck, and now I've got my readers and where they're located, and that's the way you go about setting that up. So pretty nice little addition. Thank you.